Hi, everybody. I just wanted to share a tool that might be helpful, maybe not. If you haven't heard of it, it's called LiveBinders. It does offer a certain amount of flexibility and usability at the free level. The cost isn't terrible, but I just use the free level. LiveBinders essentially archives anything that is web-based and preserves it in that form, I think, forever. That is, they capture the URL, they capture all of the URL and its usability and functionality. And as long as that URL is active and live, it has it active and live for you. If not, then the material is captured and archived in a static form. So the material is still there. According to LiveBinder, they have almost 340 million binder views and like almost 2.4 million total binders. I don't use it probably nearly as awesomely as it's designed to be used, but here's a look at some of the binders that are in fact public that you can go look at. There's all sorts of material created by all sorts of people. It's web content that is curated based upon subject, interest area, level of professionalism, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you can see all of that that's there, and there's so many more, obviously. I just wanted to show you how I've used it in the past and a new use that I've discovered for it. So I just have my basic 6 binders that you see right here. I've taught in the past Principles of Leadership, which is high school student council, AP Psychology, and a whole bunch of other stuff. All of my binders are currently set for private because I don't share them with students anymore, though I used to. So for AP Psychology, I would capture and curate stuff. And you can create tabs for your binders. And inside those tabs, you can have a variety of other material. So this is captured March 17, 2018, home visits and how that can engage families. Brain neuroscience. Let's go to psychological and let's click on a tab. Can an online quiz spot a psychopath? From The Guardian. Please click on the thumbnail to view the web page. Okay, so the student would click on that. It opens a new window, and there is the curated material from way back in the dead. And I don't know if you can see it because I'm sharing a tab and this opened in a new window. Anyway, the reason I want to share is to show you how I'm currently using it and a new use I've discovered for it. Google Docs, Google Forms, Google Sheets, those are all amazing and wonderful, but sometimes you want to see those things side by side by side. And rather than open 3 tabs or rather than open 3 windows to view a Google Doc side by side by side, sometimes you want to have them all in one place and just be able to scroll through them, not open them and close them or open and minimize them, et cetera, et cetera. So for my television broadcasting group, I'm about ready to start assigning stories to 4 different classrooms and 3 different levels of television expertise in the classroom. So here's what I did. In my Google Drive, I created a period 1, 2, 3, and 4 Google Doc. And those things live as Google Docs in Google Drive, and I can manipulate them and edit them and change them as I please. But that's a little bit clunky as I want to flip through those. So I thought, how about a binder? So I created a DOTV binder with 4 tabs, period 1, 3, 2, and 4, because that's A day and B day in my school. There's nothing there yet because I just figured this out. But if you need to be able to compare classroom to classroom to classroom with a basic template that remains the same, but information that changes based upon that classroom, because LiveBinders archives live web information, all you do is capture the web address for the Google Doc and place it in the LiveBinder, and I have a live Google Doc in a tabbed binder format so that I can simply check period to period to period what story we're working on, who's working on it, et cetera, et cetera. And because this is a live Google Doc, as I change it here, it also changes on the Google Doc. Or as I manipulate the Google Doc, it changes here in the live binder. So it's all synchronized. Google Drive is where I keep the document and it remains, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But here in my live binder, I can compare period 1 with period 4 to see what stories who is working on. Period 3 with period 2, or however I want to do it. I just think that's a pretty neat usage, and I thought that I would share it because perhaps it's useful to you for some way, shape, or form. I hope that's a little bit helpful.